Good evening. Hello. Welcome to Tips from Bar. I'm going to move this just a little bit to pick up Kurt a little bit more.
Hi.
Okay.
I'll lean way in.
We're a little darker tonight.
We are.
It's a dark night, and
We're responding to the weather with the dark and gloomy tips from the bar.
darkness of our demeanor because of the weather.
That's right.
Actually, I had a good day today, though, because, like I said, I was first on the docket at court today. So
Very
literally
nice.
from the time the judge started to the time I walked out the building, it was 5 minutes.
Hey,
It was beautifully efficient.
that's fantastic. That's what you do it.
Yeah, shout out to
like
family and friends in Lafayette. We were just talking about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
There's like a tornado down
Absolutely.
there. I
Be
checked
safe
in with
down
my
there.
daughter who is sheltered in the
Man,
residence
I'll tell you
hall
what kids will do to get out of a test.
there. I know,
these
but
days.
they didn't even get out of it.
I know.
So
But then you get
Nice
was it
try. That's because the teachers.
no, they got to go to another building
No.
to take the test. So
The
weather's
teachers,
so awful.
the teachers are onto their scams.
Yeah.
Pulling
Yes,
the pulling the
so-
tornado alarm and
Uh-huh.
making the city think
It's
it's
classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
I mean, it's extravagant, no doubt,
Mhm.
but these
Yeah.
are college kids, so
Yeah. Well, the meteorologist college, hacked
There is
into
an
the
active
system.
meteorologist program.
Yeah.
That's their
I
department
know.
there.
They've turned out a number of weather people.
Shut out some
who,
stuff into the space.
Yeah. So anyway, I was talking to her and she was asking me if it had gotten extended, the warning, because if it would have gotten extended another 10, 15 minutes, they would have postponed the test.
Oh man.
So it didn't.
So close.
It had been extended once, but it didn't go past the window. So.
Well, but what if her clocks were 5 minutes off? I'm sorry, I thought it was
Right.
canceled because my clocks were
Yeah, I don't
said
know.
7:20.
I don't know. But yeah, it's she's
Tips
now
from
been
the
down
bar.
here for 2 tornado episodes because we were there for. I was driving down there when they had to vacate the football stadium in the fall during the Minnesota game.
Yeah.
They had a delay of like an hour or something like that.
When I was at Hanover, we used to get
Had
a
to go to
bunch down there.
Mackey Arena.
Yeah, we used to get them down there quite a bit.
Yeah. So anyway, I missed last week. I was actually driving back from Lafayette.
Yeah,
last
you were.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, you were. On
I
your
missed
way
last
back.
week. I was working hard,
Yeah. Because
Working very hard.
except for Isaac told everybody I was on vacation. I don't know
Oh, did
why.
I
I
mention
don't know
that?
why he would do that.
I don't know if I.
But yes,
Did I-
yes,
did I
you
make
did.
that
You did say
obvious?
that.
Did I
You did
say
say
that
that
clearly?
on the. No, I was on vacation. It was welcome. It was our first vacation in 6 years, so I was very, very excited.
Well
about
deserved.
It was
I
actually
believe
you
as
said that
used the
too.
term.
You did
Well
use that term.
deserved vacation.
It was my birthday last Tuesday. So I had gone down to my plan was to go to Indianapolis and go to the track because they were supposed to have an open test with the new cars.
it. Oh, nice.
I love Indy cars. And I love Indianapolis and the 500. So that was a great birthday present. And then the weather caused them to cancel it or postpone it. So I ended up down in Lafayette. My brother made a really nice dinner for me or lunch.
Nice.
Okay.
So I was meeting with them to talk about some stuff. But yeah, so I got to spend some time with them and in their new abode in the south end of Lafayette, which may now be in the path of another storm that was passing through there. So who knows? It
I
was-
did hear some thunder earlier today up here.
Yeah, there was some wicked weather looking west out when I walked around the corner. As often you do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it looks
Walk
great
around.
this way.
Well,
Then
this
you
is
walk
all
out
right,
and
you
see
walk
it's
out
not
and just
raining that
hits.
hard. And
I love thunderstorms, though, so I am more than ready for them.
How do you feel about snowstorms?
I do not like snowstorms, Sam. I am. No, I do not like them.
May
Yeah.
end up with some.
is that what the
This-
forecast says
something-
tomorrow?
Well, didn't Facebook
Maybe.
just say something?
Yeah,
like
it
that?
said, are you ready for
snow
snow tomorrow? I'm like,
That's yeah. I mean that's breaking your computer worthy right there.
Is it?
On the bright
Okay.
side, I'm planning on working from home tomorrow. So
Oh, yeah. Well, then that.
Fair warning.
There we go.
see now that I've decided that all April I'm wearing a suit
You're
every
gonna wear a
day.
suit at your home.
No. But because
you leave your
because
home.
I'm not going into the office,
Yeah.
so technically I'm giving myself extra incentive to work from home. So yeah, I'm
You're gonna wear a
liking
suit
that.
from here up,
No,
and then pajama bottoms
no video.
down there. He is right now, actually, too.
it's
We all
like
are.
the
You can't
TV
see.
thing, too.
It's like the TV
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, you
you're
can't see
just in the
pajama
top,
bottoms
and
on right now.
Uh, So anyway, so I was
did that
supposed to
once.
chat about something last week, but as it turned out, it probably worked out better that I didn't talk about what I was going to talk about last week because a couple things happened
Yeah.
related to it.
Okay, and on Jordan's on assignment, so she'll
Jordan,
be out
so she
too.
was
So
able to
there was
cover
able
that
to
last. She's
flip-flop
stuck
and
in
work. And
just a bus and cut another bus. So,
great, great.
but I was over in Michigan City last Wednesday for an appointment, but on the way there, I stopped by a brand new facility called Silver Birch on the kind of the east side of Michigan City. It's on Michigan Boulevard. It's the road you go in to go to the casino, right? So if you're on the
Oh,
toll,
the road you go in to go to the
if you're on 94, that's where you exit to get go in there. So
See, I go the other route, so I don't go on 94. I take 20.
no, not 12. Yeah, so if you're on 94, it's where you exit to go in
Okay.
Michigan City, the second exit.
Okay,
You're going east.
so it's the far one.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's a weird one because
From
you
here.
exit and then you exit again.
Yeah,
Because
it's odd.
like you
It's
end up on
strange.
20 and then you end up having to get off
Yeah.
part of 20 and go into 12. It's very strange. Anyway, I found it, but it's a brand new facility by a company that has a number of these facilities now around the state. They're all silver birds. There's one in Hammond that opened middle of last year. There's this one they're opening in Mishawaka, Kokomo, a couple other places. So anyway, there are these assisted living facilities that have a relationship with Medicaid. So this big gap that I've
Which
been
is really cool.
seeing- yeah,
This is great.
because if you are, there's a big difference between levels of care, and if you go to in our area, there's places like the Pines or Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse is all over the place. But you go there, you need some help. Maybe you just want to downsize. It's semi-independent, if not mostly independent, but it can run $3,000 to $4,000 a month. It's an all-inclusive plan, kind of like the beaches, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but your
Does that
food,
include
your-
drinks?
I don't know. Well,
maybe.
coffee and tea probably.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
And they do have flavored water out all day long. But
cucumber water,
it rotates flavors, right? So,
flavored with
but the
sedative.
problem is there's a lot of people that don't have $3,000 a month
Sure.
Yeah.
to do that, and then their home may be too difficult to maintain for where they are in their condition. So anyway, there's this series of these buildings coming up, and it's a flat rate rent. You have to Medicaid qualify. So there's some conversation that I was having with one of the owners about what that means and how does that happen. But so I stopped by just to introduce myself and kind of get a quick peek on Wednesday, and then they invited me back for the open house VIP event on Thursday. So I was back
Oh,
there Thursday.
VIP.
Wow.
Got a chance to meet some people, and the VIPs were there. I just
Oh, you
crashed the party.
okay.
I had a great conversation with Mark, who's one of the owners of the development, and Rebecca, who is the executive director there, and I met some people over at their Hammond facility, and Carolyn, Marcy, and stuff. But they were super great.
Yeah.
And,
So how does so I'm sorry, I don't want
yeah,
to.
go ahead. No.
So
Ask
how
the
does
question, 'cause
that
that's probably the
work?
question.
Yeah. How does it work if somebody's got to come up with $3,000 a month, but it's a Medicaid facility?
Right. So
How does that jive?
These facilities are public-private partnerships.
And the reason I say that, I want to preface is because normally to go to a Medicaid facility, you have to be broke.
Correct. My mantra: sick and broke. Right. Qualify for
Absolutely.
Medicaid, you gotta be sick and broke.
Right.
Medicaid defines broke. Medicaid defines sick. And there's been this move towards waivers in the home, and there's a lot of services that Medicaid will reimburse. It's not 24/7 care; it's supplemental care. But that's sometimes what people need, and they want to stay in their home. So they've been making this shift to cover a gap because not everybody needs 24/7 nursing home level care.
Sure.
So, but that was the only option. So this move towards waiver, Indiana is pretty aggressive in moving more waivered slots, making more waivered slots available. And then this program is basically
And you're getting waived from the
need to be in a nursing
You
home.
don't have to be in your so you're going to get waived from that, but still.
So the premise is Medicaid will pay for a nursing home.
Right.
And the waiver before was you had to go into the nursing home for 90 days, and then if you were well enough, they'd waive you home. Well, the problem is, qualify for Medicaid, you may have sold your house.
Right.
So
right.
now you don't
where do
have
go?
a home. You're going to have
Go
to go
back
live with family or find some sort of apartment where you can still get. It was just a real mess.
Yeah.
So it's been shifting, and now they have a straight waiver. You don't have to go into the facility. You can get a waiver that starts your care at home. The nice thing is if your condition continues to deteriorate and you need to shift to higher levels of care, you're already Medicaid approved, and you can more seamlessly move into these. But how this works is it's a very complicated model. Government's involved.
Obviously.
Oh, sure.
But it is a public-private partnership. There's private developers who work with the government to determine where the government thinks there's a need, and they look at needs for affordable housing. So
Right.
you're going to find that we're not going to have one in Porter County, but you
Sure.
have 3 right now in Lake County. You have
Newport.
one in LaPorte County.
Sure.
And there's a couple that are opening in the South Bend area, and then, like I said, Kokomo and Lafayette. They're coming online. There's tax credits involved in the original build out, so the developer gets some tax credits for the investment in building.
Sure.
And then there is contribution from Medicaid to make up the gap of what the person's care need is.
So essentially, it's almost like the vouchers in the school, where you're taking the money that they would pay to Medicaid and you're taking it to assisted living facility.
And it's absolutely.
But you don't have to be broke.
But it's actually very much like the nursing home, because at a nursing home, my Social Security would predominantly be given to the care facility, and then Medicaid makes up the gap to about $5,000.
Okay.
Right around $5,000. Now, if you know anything about nursing homes,
Yeah.
$5,000
they're charging per month.
per month.
Right.
Right. But if you go into a nursing home, most of them around here are going to be $7,000, $8,000, $9,000.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's what nursing homes you to private pay for a while, and then when there's nothing else to do, then they'll roll to Medicaid. So
Right.
not every bed is a Medicaid bed in most facilities. So there's this. They have a business model. These folks have a business model as well, and they're going to say that a high percentage of their beds are going to be this $3,000 rate. There's some other affordable housing components in there as well. So if someone qualifies for not Section 8, but housing support, they can get these at a tapered rate.
Sure.
But for the person who qualifies for Medicaid for what would be called aged and disabled, that's the sick and broke, right? Their monthly payment is someplace between $750 and $850, all up and in.
Oh, at these facilities, that's what
which includes your room. It's either a studio or 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
The activities.
So they wouldn't be out of
these are
pocket
nice places.
$3,000. This would be something like somebody that's on Social Security could cover this.
Exactly.
with
So
their
someone
Social
in the average Social Security in our area is about $1,100. So what that means is the average person is going to be able to afford to move into one of these places, and they're very nice places.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Initially, I should maybe not admit this, but I didn't know what I was looking for when I first was looking for the facility over in Maryville. I just thought, it's a Medicaid facility. It's going to be like one of these humdrum, thrown together type of places.
1950s looking buildings. Yeah.
This looks like a Rittenhouse or a Parks.
Oh, nice.
You walk in, it's bright, it's cheery. There's people around, there's activities, and cucumber water, and and they have 3 meals a day, and there's snacks available. There's nurse on site 24/7. There's med management support and things of that nature that you need in these types of facilities. But it's now absolutely affordable for that person to qualify. Just real quick on the sick and broke thing, and you can find information about this in more detail on our website. And I'll tag some of it in the video. But broke is less than 20 for someone 65 and older. Broke is less than $2,200 a month in income for that person, and less than $2,000 in countable resources.
Okay.
So if you've got $100,000 in the bank, that's where you're going to run into some issues. But you can go through some planning to try to, and this is the conversation I was having with one of the developers. They need to understand how to help people understand how to get qualified.
Sure.
Because there are some things you can do strategically to take care of some things that you will need to take care of. Strategically, plan and spend money, and then qualify.
Yeah.
So, and they have some programs. If someone is in that affordable housing range, maybe they can qualify for that sooner. Their pay might be a little bit more, or their monthly rent might be a little bit more, but it's still an option that's much more affordable than a $3,000, $4,000 out of pocket expenditure.
Yeah.
Now the next question.
Yeah.
It's county restricted on where they're building them.
Right.
Is it county restricted on who can go in there?
No. And so I first found out about this when we were working with a client, and this is the ideal circumstance where these facilities hit a home run. We had a client that came in, and he was living on his own, but he really couldn't live on his own.
Sure.
And sadly, he was found unconscious in his apartment. Had probably been that way for a day or so.
Oh, wow.
Went to the hospital. There was great concern that he wasn't going to recover at all. Well, suddenly you get into a hospital. They level you out. They send you to rehab. You're getting therapy, guidance,
And
food,
you get good
support.
like that.
We suddenly, now he was not ever going to be able to be completely independent.
Sure.
But the option was a nursing home.
Yeah.
And he was not at that in nursing home. What Medicaid covers is the semi-private room, which is 2 beds, and you have your own dresser, your own chair, TV.
My mother was in one of those before she passed, and I can tell you that is worse. It's worse than what it sounds like.
It's and especially for a person who doesn't need that level of care.
Right.
When the person's basically
She needed
unaware,
that level of care.
when they don't know anymore,
Right.
that was the only option available. He couldn't have lived on his own. His family wasn't able to take him into their home. But just through some research, one of the I was talking to one of the children, and we were talking about. I said, "There's these places that are supposed to be coming online, but I don't know where they exist." And so he found the one over in Maryville.
Nice.
And as we were just getting him qualified for the nursing home level of care, we had gone through the whole broken sick process.
Yep.
They jumped in and said, "We've got a room for him over here now."
That is so awesome.
So he's wheelchair bound. They don't care.
Right.
They have rooms that are everything's real tight floors. He has his own apartment. They have 3 meals a day. They have activities. They have a bus that can take people places.
Yeah.
So it was the perfect. I was so excited. I went over there and met Danielle at Belvedere, and I just told her, I said, "I've been dying for these places to get here."
Yeah.
And so the timing was perfect, and so we talked through it, and it's. I will say, in talking to some of the people with Silverbridge then, as well as Danielle at Belvedere, people don't know these places exist.
Oh no.
And I was even talking to somebody from the Medicaid office, and she didn't understand what I was telling her.
Wow.
They're there, and so we really want to try to get the word out about these places.
That's important.
They're going to play a huge role as Medicaid shifts more and more to this philosophy of care in place, or care for the person at the highest
think in
level.
this type of scenario, this would be something that could possibly save Medicare some money.
It does, and it absolutely
And so,
does.
I mean, it would make logical sense that, not that
Not that
government
logic is
bodies are
involved.
logic, but, it would make logical sense to say, hey, they're going to save money if they do this instead of doing full facility, and
Right.
the person gets better care, better frame of mind. They're going to do their medicine right. They get all this stuff they're not getting at home.
Right.
It seems to be a no-brainer.
Yeah, and that's why Medicaid's pushing so aggressively. Now, there's this balance of they don't want to overbuild and end up with a bunch of empty rooms,
Right.
because that's bad for the developer.
I don't know that I see that happening.
But again,
Yeah.
it's tough to get the story out and then get
Right,
people
right.
through that qualification
Once it
process.
catches on, you're right. Once it catches on.
Once it catches, but the state has actually slowed up the building, so they're not issuing new licenses until they get the censuses up in those rooms.
Sure.
But there are people in nursing homes that could probably transfer over. And there are people at home that could transfer in. So the
is that-
populations are there. It's just getting the word out.
Is that the next marketing strategy? Start walking into nursing homes so you hear somebody have
Hey,
a
how are you
coherent
doing?
conversation. You don't want to be here, do you?
What I was talking to Mark from Silverbridge about, and I've talked to a couple other people about,
I don't think
Is-
that's still like that.
Yeah. So
how do
don't-
we put
right.
this? How do we do these information sessions so people can know? And me coupled with, I can help you understand what it means to qualify, and they can talk about the facilities and what their requirements are. That's our plan. I think we're going to go out and just start
Nice.
putting these out there. So
Seminars.
yeah,
We could do some sort of a online seminar too, and get that on our website so people can do it, and then we can kind of Google
That's
that
a
out
good
there.
idea right there. Make it accessible like that.
Yeah, do something
Yeah.
along that line, whether it's Facebook or just somehow tag it so
Yeah.
that people can come take a look.
and
at it
that's
call you for
part of what
questions.
we'll continue to build out is just like those resources. So we
Kind of like
go-
Isaac's minute,
Yeah.
1 minute videos.
1 minute videos. 1 minute Medicare.
1 minute.
So that was some cool information that I was going to talk about sort of just generically, but then I had the opportunity to meet and talk to them
Yeah.
more and
that's
understand their struggle with it too, because this is still new for them.
Sure.
Right.
How do they maintain these things and keep them going, get in front of people and explain? They don't want to sell it as a Medicaid facility,
Yeah, but they got.
but they need to help people understand that it is reachable.
They got staff to hire. They
Yeah.
got to pay
Yeah.
for all that. I mean, it's expensive to get going if people don't know about it.
And the investment for them is on the front side. And tax credits or not, you still have to make money to get tax credits.
Exactly.
Right? So,
Exactly.
there's a lot of big overhead. And like I said, they don't skimp on these places. They're really nice. The staff are great. It's in a nice little niche. There's some quiet areas on the back, and people can have cars. I mean, so this is again people who can come and go as they want.
Right.
You're not stuck. You're not beholden to somebody else, making sure that you're in by a certain time or whatever it might be. So it's a great gap filler is what I've said. So happy to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll be continuing to write about it and continue to get the word out about it for people.
It's exciting stuff.
So Silver Birch is what it's called in Michigan City. They also have a place in Hammond, Belvedere's in Maryville. And there's one in East Chicago. I don't know the name, but there's another company that has one in East Chicago.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, exciting stuff.
Sounds good.
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Legally, you should probably not be walking through the nursing home trying to solicit clients.
No.
They probably won't like that very much.
Just saying.
It was an idea. We're an open.
It was a bad idea.
We are open discussion here.
That was my comic interlude.
Yeah. Oh man. So, no, I think that's really important. I've worked in 2 nursing homes in my life. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was once in maintenance and then later in dietary.
Okay.
And you know what?
They're not too heavily regulated, are they? Both of those sides. I mean,
well, neither of those.
Right.
I kind of went in there, just one, wheelchair needs to be fixed. Oh, that bed, that's all right. We'll just kind of use this duct tape here and.
If it didn't break the bone falling, it's okay.
All these things are licensed by the state, so that's the other.
Oh yeah, state
building permits and then ongoing licensure, all puts a burden on the state.
There's a lot of places to keep an eye on.
Right, exactly.
And so a lot of times they rely on people putting in complaints to be okay, I got to check here, I got to check there, and that can be an ordeal and a process in itself.
Well, so that everybody is surveyed when they go through these licensed places of nursing homes. I can't imagine being in good spirits about a nursing home experience, because normally if you have a family member that's in there, it's never going to be good enough.
It's not.
And so you're going to take that out on a survey. And so I'm not that I'm saying that that's not a good thing. I just think that it's a challenging thing.
I can
to be able to stay in front of those things.
Constantly thinking the place where my mother at was dirty because of the smells in the room.
Sure.
The smells in there. But you got to remember, this is stuff where there's people that are dying, there's people that are sick, there's people that are messy, that they can clean 24/7 with bleach, and it's never going to smell clean. There's always going to be something. And so at some point, in retrospect, you can look at that and say, well, was I expecting too much for that level of care and what was needed there? And I think that's the difficulty that a lot of these nursing home facilities, their bedside manner isn't always as great because they're constantly dealing with 2 edges of the sword. And one is providing quality care and good stuff, but then the other is fighting to defend themselves, saying, no, this is the best care we can provide, and it is good care. But not all of them are good care. I'm just saying.
It is. It's a struggle.
It's difficult.
The people, the residents don't really want to be there. They get a lot of times they're not like, I want to be at the nursing home. A lot of times they prefer to be at home.
There's a lot that don't. There's a lot that don't, and then after some time, I think they get used to it, and then it becomes their home. If they let it become their home, they're okay. If they still try to say this is temporary or I don't need this, and they fight it, then it can get difficult.
I'll make some friends there too. That was always the best part when I was working there. Is I'd get to talk to like a group of ladies who were all like friends and play cards and all that. I mean, that was always a great part of it. But you're right. The mentality there, and then a lot of employees aren't a fan of working there because it's work. And so the atmosphere can get negative.
Well, and some of the people can get violent.
Yeah,
they're there. They can get violent with the staff, and they can try to hit them. And they've gotten,
something. Heaven forbid
something happened to somebody. It's never the client's fault that's heading out. It's the person that's dealing with them's fault. And I think it's very easy to get in trouble if you're working at those places, and it's not the greatest paying job. And so third shift and overnight. I mean, nurses, you're being asked to do a lot for not a lot.
You got nurses and right up there with like teachers and all that of just undervalued and underpaid.
But it's an industry right now. I was actually talking to Professor Whittington.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did she get her house sold?
She did. I told her, I saw the signs going. I hope that wasn't because the market was bad. She said, no, it's sold, and she's over east doing a new project over there. But we were talking about the fact that this is an industry right now that's cannibalizing itself. Because now there is this increase in home care service need, and you've got various levels of licensure that you have to do different things at nursing homes and different things at assisted living places and rehab centers and now home care. There's the non-medical and there's the medical.
Sure. Can you deal with
things,
medicine?
but you still have to have certain levels of skills. And right now, there's such a demand for services. You're getting 50 cents more an hour over here. People are just rotating around. They're not increasing necessarily. They're just sort of poaching each other. And that's, I think, going to be a challenge as we talk about being able to serve this growing
all the baby boomers are hitting.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just, I remember 10 years ago when the baby boomers started retiring, you were talking 10,000 people a day across the country.
Yeah.
And that's still going on. So, I mean, you're still, you got a lot of people in the next 10, 15 years that are going to need this type of care. And it's either find people to fill those positions or, so like you said, cannibalizing itself.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out. But,
but the point to be taken away is that now there's this Medicaid, this living composition type deal that's a fantastic opportunity for people.
Yeah, all the stuff that we're talking about makes it even more important for quality places and affordable to be created and so that residents can really have the best experience possible.
Yeah, exciting. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people that don't have the resources to even scrape together $3,000.
And what really happens in that aspect is a lot of times the family ends up taking care of it.
Yeah. Or again, they're put in a treatment level that that they don't need.
Yeah.
Or they're left to their own device, whatever it might be. I mean, it's just, or you put them in an apartment where you don't have, again, the same care. So you downsize to a $700 a month apartment, but you still have utilities and someone's still got to prepare food. And there's still all those things that come into play. And this fits a great need. I still think there's another need in the middle there for the people who don't have that deficiency that you have to have for Medicaid purposes. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, again, I didn't put the numbers on it, but Medicaid can be out of pocket as much as $5,000 a month for a full care nursing home. The report that I saw was that the home-based waivers were less than $3,000 a month. And this is probably going to be in the neighborhood of a couple $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So it definitely is good for Medicaid. It's good for the person who's receiving the care, and it's a win-win, as they like to say.
Gotta love a win-win.
So anyway, if you have questions, you can always drop them in the box. You can visit our website. I'll put a link to a couple things that I referenced in the box to the blogs and such that give you some more information about qualifying for Medicaid, the sick and broke concept, the activities of daily living is a key phrase there. And put those on there. But if you have questions, we'd love to help.
What we're here for.
That's why we're here.
Oh,
Put them in the box. You can drop us an email or visit our website, put information in the form.
CCSKLaw.com.
Yep.
That's right.
You've got something coming up here. You're launching your thing.
Yeah, we mentioned it before. I'm finalizing the details. I've got some information on bankruptcy coming out, free book coming out, and that's going to be here. We're finalizing everything on Thursday, so my hope is by next week to have this up and running. So
there we go. Oh, man. Something to look forward to.
Get excited.
Get excited.
It's bankruptcy.
It's bankruptcy. Oh, man.
My wife thinks I'm crazy because I get books on bankruptcy and stuff from time to time, and I just get really excited when I get it. And she just looks at me like, really? It's fun.
We can be kind of nerdy about this stuff. We do love what we do.
Yeah,
we
I've told no less than a dozen people about this Silverbird.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're excited about it. They're like,
dude, are you kidding me? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Can you just pay for your drink and move on?
Right?
Yeah.
There's somebody else in line behind you.
Well, if I was going to move on, guess where I'd be going?
That's what I'll move on to.
Let me tell you about this.
Sales pitch, Isaac.
Anyway,
thanks for joining us.
CCSKLaw.com. We appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have time? I want one joke in here. I heard this joke today. I'm just going to end it on this thing.
Okay.
All right.
Be prepared to pull the plug.
Wow. Let me ask you, do you know what the definition of an acorn is?
An acorn.
An acorn.
No.
Well, in a nutshell, it's an oak tree. Come on. You're all laughing.
You were so excited about it.
Yeah.
I love that joke.
Your passion is wonderful.
somebody, I was at Around the Clock. There was a whole other booth, and people were talking about it, and someone said that joke, and I had to turn around and be like, yes. It was a fantastic joke. In a nutshell.
My wife will love
trade.
it, and I'm going to tell her because, she likes bad dad jokes like that. So that's going to be a good one. She'll like that one.
I had to turn around and actually compliment that person for that joke. I was like, that was
stood up and like
I did a slow clap,
like,
and I was like, yes.
Did you get squirt a tear? Just a little tear?
Just a little bit. I was like, I can't.
Oh,
yeah. So
why on that?
Yeah, and I wanted to end on that high note
right.
That,
I love it.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thanks again.
Yes.
We'll be back next week.
I almost broke my eye.
So, you want to end this video? Wait,
the joke wasn't that bad. You don't need to like pick your eye out.